It's your Prince of Earth and Prophecy, and today we are back again with another Madden simulator. So for this particular video, I'm just gonna do the NFC East only. Um, so kicking with the New York Giants, taking on. I do have to play this. So yeah. But anyways, man. Yeah. So I'm playing Madden '09. I think this was the last Madden where you can actually play with teams from the past. Like you could play with the 1972 Dolphins, the early 2000 Giants. I mean, if Madden can bring that back, that would be great. Because it's always up for debate. Like who would win the 2011 Giants or the 2007 Giants. You know what I'm saying? Like if those two teams were to, you know what I'm saying? Or the 2007 Patriots versus the 2000 and I think 15 Broncos, when the Broncos went on the tear of scoring, 50 plus points. Well, obviously Peyton Manning, but anyways, man, we are taking on the Tennessee Titans. Um, the Tennessee Titans wasn't really that bad of a team last year. Obviously Derrick Henry didn't play as much. If you look back 10 years ago, Vince Young was under center. You had emerging back out of Chris Johnson. Um, you had Cortland Finnegan. So you didn't really have a bad uh, roster in the Titans. Um, but overall, we do fare well against the Titans all time. I think we are 6-5 or 5-6 against them all time. Um, we didn't really have that much playoff success against them. I can't remember the last time we actually played against them in the playoffs. Um, but you know, like I could sit here and say, well, these are the keys that we have to, stop Derrick Henry, force Tannehill to pass, knowing Tannehill don't have Brown anymore, etc., etc. But it comes down to the X's and O's. The Titans' defense wasn't really that bad last year. Tannehill had his worst performance last year. Derrick Henry went down with a serious injury. Uh, I mean, he was in contention of winning MVP, but you know how that goes. You know, but I don't expect a lot from this game. A lot of people are saying that this is gonna be more of a trap game, a low scoring game. You know, it might probably be Saquon Barkley versus Derrick Henry. Like who's gonna have the bigger impact in that game. You know, and we didn't fare well against the pass. I mean, we were trash against the pass last year, but against the run, we wasn't really that bad. As you can see, Brandon Jacobs and Ahmad Bradshaw and stuff. So um, we wasn't really that bad. So it's gonna be a fun game. On the road, we rarely do well on the road. We tend to do well on the road than playing at home. Because I believe our last meeting against the Titans was back in 2012 when we did face them at home, and then Eli Manning threw that wild pick in the end zone. I think he was trying to give it to. I think he was trying to connect with Kevin Boss, but he obviously underthrew it and it got picked off. We wind up losing that game, and Eli Manning gets sacked right there. But we wind up losing that game, and this is when we opened up our new stadium too. You know, so but we fairly do well on the road. It's just our home, but like we don't like the Giants are not really a good home team. You know, despite having the some might say the best fans, we don't necessarily play well at home when we want to. Because I can remember a lot of games that we just stunk. Like that 2006 playoff game against the Eagles. We were the number 1 seed. They were the number 6 seed. We got thrashed. Obviously Plaxico Burress wasn't there. He shot himself. And I think this is when we was coming off our Super Bowl. We picked up where we left off. Obviously, Michael Strahan retired that year, but we still had OC and Tuck. OC was gone for the season with the leg injury, so we just had Tuck. So, it was hard. Not having your best receiver. Relying on Toomer and Hickson and Smith. I mean, those guys are great, but those guys are not practical players. And I think Eli Manning kind of like he just wasn't himself. He just wasn't himself that game. I think he threw like 3 picks in that game. It was awful. It was bad. It was bad. So. And you could go to the 2012 season where the NFC Championship was on the line against the Cowboys, and then we just rolled past them. We won our first game at MetLife Stadium against the Falcons at home. So. We just had so much ups and downs. It's like nothing can go wrong or right for the Giants. Like the Giants never want to do the things the easy way. They always want to do things the hard way. They always want to put pressure on themselves, and that's what the Giants are. They're a resilient team. Like I said in my other video, when the Giants are not talked about, they play better, But when the Giants is constantly on the news every single day, they don't like the Giants are the Giants are that type of team that they don't respond to to criticism very well, Or like a camp broke out, like a fight broke out in camp. Okay. Camps, that's what happens, heated of the moment, it's hot, I mean, I remember when I used to play football, we used to have scuffles too, but it was on a collegiate level, it was on a high school level, I should say. So it's just competition at the end of the day. Come on, Eli. This is the one thing I hate about this game. They hold on to the ball way too long. That was like a 5-minute drop. He should have just released that ball. But that's the one thing I hate about this game. It's like they hold on to the ball so damn much. It's either that or they're just playing great defense. You know, you don't want to force it, and you don't want to take a sack neither. Um, but I don't know what to expect out of this game. You know, when 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 people call certain games a trap game, it means that they don't know what direction both teams are going. You know, because one team is trending up, the other team is trying to find themselves. You know, like they have all the pieces. The Titans have all the pieces. You know, they had a very good defense last year. Uh, Obviously, Brown is not there no more, so the receivers that they have is gonna have to step up. They got Derrick Henry coming off of his injury, you know, and then they drafted that Malik kid from thing. So, I mean, I'm not gonna expect him to start right away. I think he may. I think you might probably see him probably if Tannehill struggles. If Tannehill struggles, then you might probably see him week 4 or week 5 or whatever. But I don't think they're gonna throw him into the wolves like they been had. I don't think they're gonna throw him to the wolves like they did RG3 in against that Saints game. Because RG3 against the Saints was not supposed, like the Redskins was not supposed to win that game. But they threw RG3 in there and he survived. Shout out to RG3 though. You know. But it is what it is. So the Tennessee Titans have struck first at home. Vince Young with a bomb to his receivers. So yeah. But like I said, I have the Giants going 8-9 and missing the playoffs. I do think that they're gonna improve their wins and loss records. I don't think because the last 2 years they had an abysmal finish. From 2019 till now, they have not had a winning record. If you want to say 8-9 is a winning record, you can say that. But that's what I have them at. So Bradshaw is returning punts. And the one thing I hate about this game too, well, not the actual game, but just this game in particular, they don't juke, they don't spin. Well, actually, they juke when they're in open space. When they're in open space, that's the only time they juke. But they don't juke, they don't spin, they just go head forward. But it is what it is. This is on the Nintendo DS. If anybody was wondering, you know how the Nintendo DS was, right? The split screen. You had the one in the top, the other one in the bottom. So I like how they did that. I was trying to find a basketball game, but I don't think Nintendo DS had any basketball games. They had I think they had like backyard basketball. It's kind of like, for kids, whatever. So I said, just, nah, I'm not going to do that. So I guess, I mean, there was wrestling, but I don't think they have it where you could face the computer. I think you would have to do it, computer versus player, and the way you fight, it's touchscreen. Like you have to, circle. Like you have to make a circle to grab and do all this other extra stuff. This is a smaller tablet I have, so it's not like the other one where, I had the other games. Ooh, nice catch. By who was that? Plexico? Oh, that was by Brandon Jacobs. Okay. It's not like the other game that I had where, I had Madden, I had basketball, you know what I'm saying? So this is a much smaller tablet, so that's why it won't work on this one. But, I'm going to get another tablet just, in case. No, yeah, I'm going to get another tablet because the apps that I have on my phone, I can't necessarily download them because obviously my screen is broken on this phone. You can't really see it, but this is my tablet right now. Oh, nice throw. Ooh, nice throw. That was Eli, man. He always find ways to get the ball out of his hands the most awkward way. Like it looked like he was gonna get sacked right there. He just threw it to Jacobs for like a 10, 12 yard gain. Oh, nice catch to Bradshaw. Bradshaw! Out in the open. Speed kills. And Bradshaw was returning punts a lot too. So the Giants have struck first. Or answered the bell. But, it is what it is at the end of the day, man. I don't expect too much of this team, to be honest with you. Um, you know, because right now I don't think they're focused. I don't think they have a leader yet. Like when they had a leader in Justin Tuck, if you want to say OC, if you want to say Michael Strahan, like they don't have a leader. They don't have that voice in the locker room yet. You know. Well, it's gonna be a fun game. 4 o'clock game. Obviously, I'm gonna go to the bar and watch it because I know there's probably gonna be like 4 o'clock games that's gonna be happening. So I don't think they're gonna show that. So I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go to like a local bar, sit there, eat wings, burgers, whatever. Because I think we only have one Sunday night. I think we only have one primetime game this year, which was crazy because last year we had two. One against the. I think we had three. One against the. We had one against the Buccaneers. The other one against the. The other one against the Chiefs. And the Tennessee Titans have answered back with a strike. Tried to tackle him, couldn't. And the Titans have scored. Van Bosch. They had Courtney Philly again. I think they had Albert Hainsworth. I think he was on the Redskins that year, if I'm not mistaken. Um, so, I mean, if you look back at this Tennessee Titans team, they wasn't really that bad of a team. They were very fun to watch. But obviously, they just had the wrong head coach. They didn't maximize Vince Young's talent like they should have. You know, I think Vince Young had a very bad coach. Had a very awkward relationship with Fisher. You know, they didn't put a whole bunch of weapons around him outside of Chris Johnson. Who I'm picking? I'm, like I said in my video yesterday, when I was doing my NFL week one, I had the Titans winning that game. Nah, I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. I think it's gonna be a very close game. I think it's probably gonna be like final score 17 to like 23 or 23 to like 30. And the Giants have scored back. That's Mario Manningham right there. They changed his number to 11. Well, his number was 82, but they changed his number to 11. But I believe he was a rookie that year. See how high of a scoring game this is? They're already in the 40 in the 14s. So the Titans is gonna have to rely on Derrick Henry a lot. If they can't find a number one or a number two, see, you know, I mean, I don't think Derrick Henry minds. I mean, if he has to take over that game, I don't see how the Giants can stop him. You know, like he's known for his stiff arm and just his breakaway. Well, not breakaway speed, but just his speed for a big guy his size. It's scary. And we didn't necessarily score all too well last year. I think we were in the bottom of the barrel when it came to scoring. You know. But I hope this is gonna be a fun, good game. You know, in real life, obviously. Um, See Vince Young tries to run, gets nowhere. What quarter is this? This is second. I should have put it for 3 minutes. 4 minutes is too long. Yeah, like I said, Chris Johnson wasn't the starter that back then. It was White. After that year, I believe the 2010 year, they decided to start Chris Johnson. And the Titans had pretty good running backs over the years. You know, Chris Johnson, Eddie George. Now Derrick Henry. So the Titans were known for their running backs. Fumble. Oh, he could have picked it up in advance with it. I don't think they do that anymore. Oh, no, no, no. You couldn't advance it. It was supposed to be the defense. Like, if the defense would have recovered, they could have picked it up and scored. I don't know how Plaxico escaped from that. Is that a tumor? Now let's talk about the Giants, shall we? Now, obviously, the Giants are trying to figure out who's number one, who's number two, who's number three. They lost Everett Ingram, so now they're trying to find who's their sleeper tight end or who's their tight end. Um, so the Giants have a lot of figuring out to do. You know, the receiving core suspect, tight end position we don't know yet. Defense last year was horrible outside of against the run. They wasn't really that bad against the run last year. It was just against the pass. They were just giving up way too much big plays. Um, Daniel Jones. Listen, a lot of people might say what they want a bit about Daniel Jones. Um, he knows he feels the pressure. You know, like how does he handle pressure? I don't know. Eli Manning Eli Manning handled pressure better than Daniel Jones. You know, when Tom Coughlin was always in the hot seat, that's when the team rallied around him and fought for him and stuff. I remember that press conference that he had. He said that Eli, I'm not the one. I'm not the reason why I'm. I mean, I'm not the reason why I'm leaving. I mean, you're not the reason why I'm leaving. He said that remember, we win together, we lose together as a team, and I think that hurt Eli Manning because he has so much respect and he admired Tom Coughlin. You know, like he gave him his first start. You know, against the Falcons. You know, like he just. I mean, they won two damn Super Bowls together. You know, like when you've been with a person for that long, you build a chemistry, you build camaraderie. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like Tom Coughlin was there for like 2 years and then he just bounced. Like they actually grew together. So for him to sit there and just watch him leave is like it was devastating. But yeah, man. I mean, like I said, man, we don't know how Daniel Jones does under center or under pressure, I should say. Um, But we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out because it shows that the Giants have no faith in him at all. You know, it's like it's like we're just gonna